Hello everyone! I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. And today we have a very big episode for us because today we are going to begin working on getting ourselves an electric blast furnace. So we're probably going to split this into two episodes, and today's episode we're probably going to work on actually getting all the parts for the electric blast furnace set up, and we're going to try and actually construct it, but we're not going to use it today, and that's because I don't have any power set up for it at all yet. I haven't done that yet, but I think we're in a good position to at least get the multi-block formed, and that's the goal for today. So if we come to the quest book, there is a quest here called EBF time, and essentially what I want to do today is I want to try and get the quest done, which technically would be quite easy because I think the only thing we need to complete the quest is actually just make the controller, but we're going to save that for last because, of course, the controller is only one part of the machine. If we look at the actual hologram here, it's got a couple of things we're going to need on it, so we've got a bit of work ahead of us in order to actually get this thing functioning and built. So that's what we're going to try and do today. We're going to at least try and build it, get all the parts assembled, and put it in the base. But we're not going to run it. That we're going to probably save for next episode, because in between episodes, I'll probably set up some sort of power for this thing. And again, I still want to try and use Steam initially. We'll see how far that gets us, but that might change depending on how that works out. But we'll find out about that. So we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot of parts to make, so let's get into it. So let's go head on over to our crafting area. I've already bookmarked most of the things that we'll need. We might actually need to add one more thing, but we'll do that if we need to. So we started this process last time and getting some of the different components made up. And, well, before we actually start making things, there is one part that we want to start sooner than later because it may take a bit longer, and it's related to these copper nickel coil blocks. And the thing we need to set up is this right here, the aluminosilicate wool. So I did some calculations. We need 12 of these to make one of these copper nickel coil blocks, and if we come to the quest, we're going to need 16 of these copper nickel coil blocks. And I ran calculations, and in order to make that amount, we're going to need, I think it is 3 stacks of aluminosilicate wool. And that is made in the alloy smelter using a combination of 2 different ducts. We can use ruby and silicon dioxide, we can use sapphire, we can use green sapphire, or we can also use nether quartz, Certus quartz, or quartzite. And I think the one we're going to go with is ruby dust and Certus quartz. We get 2, and it takes 60 seconds to get 2, and we need 3 stacks, and we don't have any of them. Well, the good news is we have our nice little friend over here, the steam fuser, which should hopefully speed that process up tenfold. So let's go head down here. We do need to pick up some of the ruby dust, and I already forgot the other one, Certus quartz, I think. Yep, there we go. So I think if we come here again, it's basically 1-to-1 to get 2, and I need 3 stacks, so it should be a stack and a half of each. Yep, I think it will be, so I think I want a stack and a half of each of these. And then we need to come over here to our rubies, and looks like we finished processing all the stuff there. We are still, by the way, let me grab the rubies first before I forget. So we need a stack and a half, and looks like we do already have that, so that's quite good. There we go, lovely. I am still processing a lot of stuff over here. What do we have in here? Oh, we have a ton of iron and tin. Let's take that with us, why not? Yep, there we go. And what am I doing in here still? Well, we're still processing more tin right now. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, we still got a lot of things that we're processing in this room. We've had a ton of ores lately. Still trying to get all through our last bit of mining sessions. Right, so let's put this iron away over here, and let's put the tin over here. Oh, and actually, let's put these over here first before I forget about that. We don't need you in there, and let's put that in there and that in there. And that should be off and running. Lovely. How long is that going to take? 48 seconds, but it will give me 16, so this should not take long then. All right, well, we'll let that run. That should finish up eventually. Right, so you're probably going to notice there's been some changes in this room over here, and, well, the brick blast furnaces have been moved over to this area now, so I moved them over basically one chunk, And that's because the new EBF we're going to be constructing is going to go right here. And yeah, this is where it's going to go. But you also notice we have this over here again. So our circuit production area has been moved back up here. It used to be up here a while back. We moved it downstairs because we were getting a lot of refined glue. But the reason I moved it back up here is because I have done some minor adjustments to it now. And the main thing is that the circuit boards are now being made with molten polyethylene. So we actually have, if we look at these 4 different things right here, the circuit assembler, we have running off of soldering alloy. Vacuum tubes, we run off of molten red alloy. Resistors, we use the refined glue, and now we use polyethylene for this. So we're using 4 different fluids. So I've got 4 different tanks filled with extra of all these fluids. I've been quite busy trying to stockpile all of this. And also, you may have noticed, look at how many circuits we have. 4 stacks and a half, plus a little bit more. And that's not even counting some of the circuits we still have over here. We have 23 there and 6 more there. So we have, I think, right around 5 stacks. So we're doing quite good, actually, on circuits right now. So we need to start getting to crafting. We have a lot to craft. The Cooper nickel coil wires, actually, not coil, what was I saying? Cooper nickel wires. We do need those as well. There was, 128 of those. We actually made those last time right here. I think that is. See, yeah, I think that is going to be enough to get that finished right there. Lovely, 128. All right, we'll put those. Let's keep those on us, actually. Let's put those into here. In fact, actually, I think those are needed for this. Yeah, those are going to be needed for the Cooper nickel coil blocks, right. So we'll keep those in there for now. How much of these have we gotten? Why did I just get hit by slowness? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Right, it might be, that's probably pollution. Right, anyways, the aluminosilicate wool is starting to stockpile in here. That's good. Right, so we need to start working on these different parts. Now, the first thing we're going to do is the heat-proof machine casing, which actually I don't think will be too difficult. It's just a bit of involve, which I think we've already processed some of that. We do have the plates here and the rods. We do need to turn those into the involve frame box still, don't we? So the quest book wants us to make how many? 11. So that's going to be, I think, 44. 4 gives you 1 of these, so we need to set you to circuit 4. We'll get those off and running. That'll be quite good. And then we needed, I think it's 66 plates that will be as well. Because it's 6 to 1 assembler. Same thing, just without using the tools, right? Okay, so should we move on then to working on these here? This is where the cost of all of this is really going to go up. So let's work on making these different buses and hatches right here first. These ones are going to be a little bit different. The energy hatch and the muffler hatch, I think. But these are the ones that we're going to need, because these are all different parts of the multi-block if we take a look at the actual structure itself. So we're going to need a couple of different things. I mean, this is our first time we've ever made an electric multi-block, so we'll see how it goes. In fact, actually, that just finished, so maybe we can get these on the way right now. In fact, I think we just put them in here, right? No circuit needed. That, and is that going to give me what I want? Right, lovely. So that is already done. The heat-proof machine casing. So that is on its way. Lovely. Right, let's head back over here then. And let's start working on these. How many of these? 5 machine holes. Right, we're going to need some more of these, aren't we? So if we take a look at these different buses, the cost that's going to pop up when we look at these is all of these are going to need machine holes. This one's quite interesting, actually. You use all of the different tools in order to make this one. This is the maintenance hatch. So we're going to need to stock up on more machine holes. I only have 5 right now. So what is my steel situation right now? 57. All right, let's get some more steel going. Do I have any in here? No, but I do have those. And put those in there. What is this right here? Ah, small pile of steel dust. Right, let's go ahead then and must have been making some of those rods earlier. Let's do that, and I'm going to need 45. We'll quickly run over to the smeltery, I think. And we'll throw that in so that we can actually get that turned back into steel right there, because I do like to do that so that I can, I can utilize the extra steel that I get. get some of the extra steel back, that is. Right, so we have the heat-proof machine casing, so that's done. These are going to be used to make the coil blocks, so in fact, let's put those down there since those are still needed to craft other things. Right, so that's off the list. We're done with you. Now we'll work on the buses, so we're going to need to get some of the machine holes here. And there's actually one here I don't think we have listed yet. So this is the input-output bus, so obviously this will be the input for items, the output for items. Input hatch is going to be input for fluids, and I didn't actually put this here, but an output hatch is something else we might want. I think it mentions it in the quest. Let's see. Yeah, a few recipes produce CO2/SO2 as a fluid. This fluid can be collected by placing a fluid output hatch on the top layer of the EBF. Right. It doesn't actually mention it in the quest, but we might as well make that as well. So let's take a look at that quick so we can bookmark that as well. And we'll add that as well. If I can spell it correctly, that is. So output hatch. There we go. No, that's not what I want to do. There we go, output hatch. So we'll go ahead and make these. So the way we make them is input buses are going to be used basically with the machine hole in a chest. The input hatches are basically a machine hole in a tank, and the circuit 1 is the input, and circuit 2 is the output, right? So let's grab those 4. We're going to need 2 tanks, which we do have. We're going to need 2 chests, and we're going to need some more fine glue, which I think I have stored in here. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to want circuit 1, so let's do that. So, that, there we go, and put the chest in. That will get the other one made up there. Okay, well, we're waiting for that. Let's grab these steel plates. We're going to make some more of these machine holes as well, because we're going to need those. So, the way I do this, I think I've shown this before, actually, but we'll do it again because we need to. So the way I do this now is I come here first. I have a stack of steel plates. I make 8 LV machine casings, since that costs exactly a stack of steel plates. And with the LV machine casings and 16 tin cables, I can actually come back to the assembler, which is currently processing the stuff we just made, isn't it, actually? Right. There we go. Input hatch has already come in. And this should be the input bus, I believe, right? There we go, the input bus. Right, so let's actually let the other ones come in first, and then we'll deal with the rest. So now we'll change it to circuit 2. And we'll let those 2 finish right there. So input hatch and input bus. Once we do that, we'll make the machine holes we need to, because the way we do it, basically, is inside the assembler now. 2 tin cables, 1 machine casing, a little bit of molten polyethylene, and we save on steel because, of course, normally, to make this, we would need to use an extra steel ingot and wrought iron. We're basically replacing the wrought iron with polyethylene, which we have a ton of. So let's put these here, now that we made those up. And how are we coming along? Lovely, we're just about finished with that. So there's the output hatch. So, yeah, we can basically remove those from the list already. We're making good progress. Yeah, we actually set up a lot of this. A lot of the things we had to do was make the actual copper, nickel, and involve, which we did last time. And even then, that didn't take too long. There we go. Output bus already. So let's add that over to here for now. So that is done. Input hatch. Right, so that's all done already. And I got pollution again. Right, that is becoming a bit of an issue, actually. I haven't gotten pollution like that too often recently. Not in this chunk. That's a bit of a concern, actually. Again, there is a quest to make an air filter. We might be doing that soon, because this is actually becoming a little bit more of an issue now, isn't it? I mean, I moved those over there not too long ago, so maybe the current pollution's starting to dissipate a bit, but we're getting it standing in here, I think, actually, which is a little bit more concerning, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, let's get these set up again. We need to swap you out for some of the molten polyethylene. No circuit is needed. There we go. That will give us the machine holes we need. Lovely. Right, so now, how many do we have in here right now? 1 machine hole, so we're going to need the extra ones. So we're going to start, let's do the maintenance hatch. That one's pretty easy to do. It's just a couple of different tools. Do we have all of these? I think we do, but do we have them all in the crafting area? No, we don't have a crowbar in there. I do have one in the backpack. There we go. So, there we go. There's a maintenance hatch. Using all the different tools that we have. Let's put those back then. I'll take the crowbar, although I might actually need to add a crowbar into here then if we're going to need that for some recipes. Like a maintenance hatch. How do you make a crowbar? Oh, that's not hard to do at all. Alright, we have steel rods. I can do that right now. I just need to grab a little bit of lapis, I think, for that blue dye. Let's do that quick so we have a spare so I don't have to take this out of my backpack again like that. We do have some steel rods. So where is that? There we go. Can I make this? We might have to do that manually, actually. Steel rods. There, and then to make a crowbar, it was a hammer and the file. There we go, and I'll just put that right there. Lovely. Alright, so now we have a crowbar that we can keep in there for now. Put you back in there. Right, so the maintenance hatch is off the list. We've done that one. How are we doing on... The aluminosilicate wool is done. Lovely. Right, so... I think we might as well get those coils made up now as well, since that is already... I think we've got everything for that. The copper nickel wires, the aluminosilicate wool, circuit 3. Let's grab these. And I got pollution again, yeah. We had something's going on in here, actually. I mean, this has not happened too much recently. That's very interesting. I almost wonder... I mean, if we look at this chunk... I don't know, maybe it's these machines doing it? I don't know. I mean, this chunk doesn't actually have much in. I mean, if we turn the chunks on... Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I know pollution can travel between the chunks, but... Yeah, that is really strange. I mean, this is a different chunk here as well. Anyways, I mean, it's not too big of a deal right now. The speed boost we have actually does kind of mitigate the slowness effect we get, which is kind of the most annoying one anyways. Weakness and mining fatigue's not too big of a deal because I'm not doing much mining here anyways, so... Anyways, that's enough of a distraction from the pollution. We need to get these made up. Circuit 3 it was. Yeah, see, I'm getting it again. That's really weird. That's something... That is a new issue. I have not had that recently. It's not been this frequent. Something's definitely going on there. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and put these in, and... we need molten tin as well. Right, that's going to be 32 of that. Right, let's go one over here. Put that there. And then we need to put that inside of the fluid extractor. That'll give us molten tin, and... Oh, I actually had some right here. Why did I have molten tin here? It's actually interesting. I didn't notice that. I'll keep that there. I already put 32 in there. It's too late now to take those out. Right, so those will finish working. And what else can we get on? We need to make this next a muffler hatch. That looks pretty simple. You could use an assembler as well, or you could just craft it normally. Let's do that then. Muffler hatch. We need LV machine hull, which... Where did those end up? They went in here, didn't they? There's the machine hulls. Alright, that's the molten tin, actually. Let's get those blocks made up. The coil blocks. There we go. Those are starting to run now. Perfect. Put that away there. Yeah, so much going on. I'm running back and forth here trying to get all this, and it is nighttime again, so let's go to sleep. But we're almost there. I figured this was going to be an episode we would need to just do a whole bunch of crafting and all this, just to get this all set up. But we seem to be in a good position to do so. So, muffler hatch. Let's start focusing on this now. So we need bronze rotor. Extruder. Lovely. We can do an extruder for that. Just need a single one. I don't think we've ever had to make a bronze rotor before. It's usually a tin rotor. That is a boat shape. I want the rotor shape. Okay, lovely. And, oh, we already have 10. That's coming in pretty quick, actually. Right, there we go. Bronze rotor. That should make us the muffler hatch, which outputs the pollution. Might cause things. Well, we're already having issues with pollution, which, I'm really still not sure what's going on right now in this area. I mean, I think the pollution should be over there, but and if we look at the map, it should be in this chunk here where I moved those. Even then, before it was over here. We're over here, so I'm still not sure what's going on with that. But, we'll see. Right, so there's the muffler hatch. That's off the list. I guess I can move these as well. The coil blocks we just finished. Yep, 16. Lovely. Okay, so we're down to 2 items. The main controller and then the energy hatch. So the energy hatch, if we come to the quest book here, let's take a look at this. The energy hatch, we actually need to make 2 of these because the EBF is going to need 4 amps of LV power. One of these is going to accept up to 2 amps of LV power. So we're going to need to make 2 of these, and they are a little bit more expensive. We can use an assembler. Doesn't look any better of a recipe. Might as well use the crafting table. So lubricant, we're going to need that. And we're going to need 2 of these. So pump circuits, right. What do we have already on us, then? Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we're just missing the lubricant cells and this low-voltage coil, which is inside of the assembler, right? We're using fine steel wire and magnetic iron. So we need 4 of these to get 2 of those, so we need a stack of fine steel wire, that means. Okay, so that will be 8 steel. I have a fine steel wire mill over here. This makes the fine wires. And we need to grab some magnetic iron, which we don't have. Do we have any in here? No, we don't. I just need 4, so I'll put you through a polarizer, and while those are preparing, let's go grab some lubricant, and let's grab some cells before I almost forgot those as well. We needed 4 cells. Do we have any lubricant here, by the way? No, we don't. Right, let's double check, make sure that was what we need. Yep, 2 lubricant. Perfect. 4 cells of lubricant should be enough to get that done. Let's go... Nope, that's not lubricant. Lubricant's back here. It's right there. Perfect. We have a full low-voltage fluid tank of a lubricant, so we're doing quite well on that. And... let's head back up. Before we do that, actually, I'm just curious to see how much polyethylene we have at the moment. Wow, almost halfway full on this tank now. That's pretty good. We are out of oil, actually, right now. We've completely drained our oil supply. We still have some refinery gas left that we're processing through, of course, once we get enough oxygen for it. But, yeah, I mean, this is a decent amount of polyethylene, so we're doing quite good on that right now. Polyethylene is no problem. All right, let's head back up here and get these energy hatches made up. We'll grab the rest of the bits. 4 magnetic iron, and where is the steel? Right, I didn't set the output for this, did I? Oh, it's because I didn't push the button. There it goes. Suppose I could have just taken it out from there, but might as well make sure that the output's working. Right, so we get the fine steel wire, magnetic iron rods, and, oh, we need to make the low-voltage coil. Circuit 1, okay. So, circuit 1, we put you in, and that will make us the low-voltage coils. Lovely. Alright, we're getting close now. So, what do we need to make this? We need heat-proof machine casing. Do we need to make another one of that? Or is this already accounting 11? Well, let's take a look actually at this. Okay, this says we need 10. And 11 would account for the extra one, so we won't need another one of those. But we are going to need the iron or the blast furnace. Blast furnace is the one we would need to make, right? Do we have... I don't think we have blast furnaces at the moment. No, we don't. Do we have any iron furnaces left? No, we don't. All right, we need to make the blast furnaces. We can't actually make iron furnaces. They don't have a recipe anymore. Blast furnaces are basically the same thing now. That was changed back in 2.8, so we can use iron and furnaces. Do we have iron plates? Yep, we do have enough. 15, and we need 3 furnaces. I got hit by pollution again. Do I have furnaces, actually, is a better question. I don't think we have any furnaces. Nope, they're in here. 9 of them, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and we'll put those in an assembler. And that is going to go... Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Blast furnace, right. No circuit required. That's a polarizer. All right, here we go. Turn that off, and off we go. That'll give us the blast furnaces. There's the low voltage coils. So that should be 2 LV energy hatches. Lovely. Put that in there with the rest of our goodies. Take you off the list, and everything comes down to making the electric blast furnace itself, which I will actually need to grab one of you. Circuits, tin cables, and the iron furnaces. That's it. We're pretty much ready to go. Now, I keep calling them iron furnaces. I keep calling different things a whole bunch of stuff, don't I? All right, blast furnaces. We have that. I think we're ready to go. That should be our electric blast furnace. We got it. And that is going to give us fireworks. Lovely. I think if we actually drop this, we will get a trophy and pick it up. There it is. We got an electric blast furnace trophy. Lovely. Right, this is the first trophy we've gotten in quite a while, isn't it? Let's go put it over here in our trophy room. Our first edition in quite a while. Yeah, quite a long time, actually. Ooh, that's a nice one, isn't it? That might be my favorite one yet, actually. Very good. We got it. All right, so now we can go ahead and actually work on assembling this thing. We're not going to operate it today, though, because I haven't actually set up the power, but we should be able to get everything going. Let me clean out my inventory just a bit. Put you away. Put you in there. That should be good enough. Right, so we do have quite a lot of different pieces of this. Did we complete the quest, by the way? Yes, we did. Lovely. Alright, so let's get this thing set up and ready to go here. So we'll at least assemble it, see what we have. Then I think we'll end off this episode once we've done that, because I have a lot of work in order to actually get this thing running. So, right, how are we going to do this? Let's take a look at the structure. So that's what it looks like. It's 4 blocks tall, 3 wide. Layer 1 is... Well, actually, no, I have to consider the different hatches as well, don't I? So... If we come here and press shift, it'll tell us 16 heating coils, tiered. Energy hatch is any bottom layer casing, so we have 2 of those. Maintenance hatch, bottom. Muffler hatch has to go in the top middle. Input bus, input hatch. Output bus is at the bottom. Output hatch can be any heat-proof machine casing. Okay, so that can go on the top then. I think the quest said to go put that in the top, actually. Right. Okay, so how do we want to do this thing, then? Well, we're going to do... Well, I think the easiest thing to do would be put the input bus. I'm going to put it right here. So input bus there, output bus there. That's what I'm envisioning. This may change, but at least for now, I think we'll do something like that. Put we'll probably have, like, bales and something, because I want to automate the input and output of all this. The input hatch, this is going to be for the different fluids. So if we look at... Well, let's look at steel, actually, as an example. That might not be easy to do because there's so many different types of steel. Let's just grab a steel ingot from over here. So if we look at the recipe for steel in the blast furnace here, we can use raw iron dust with oxygen to get steel. So oxygen would be a fluid we'd have to input into the input hatch. So, how do I want to do this? There's a few spots I'm thinking this could go. Let's put it on this side. I'm going to do that side for now. The maintenance hatch, let's put that one on the bottom center. Actually, does that need to be... Maybe I'm wrong. That might need to be the blast furnace itself. Yeah, it does. We can't put that there. Let's just put that down as well, so that we know where to put that. And then... we could put... maintenance. We could do, actually... Muffler hatch is going to go on the top. The energy hatch. We need to think about that one as well. Right, so the energy hatches, I think, are going to go on the back because the power is going to come in from underneath. I have to bring power. So the way I'm thinking of powering this again with the steam is we're going to bring it up from underneath. I'm not going to rely on those things up there for power. I just don't think it's going to be an efficient idea to do that because we're going to need a lot of power to run this thing. So we got to use the full amount of our power. So, what we're going to do now is, I think we just put heat-proof machine casings. So, I guess the, maintenance hatch can go right there then. That would make sense. Yep, I think that would work. And then, let's go to see what the next layer is. So, layer 2. Okay, just the copper nickel core blocks, hollow in the center. Layer 3 is the same thing. Right, okay, I think we've got it then. So, we'll put you like that. Alright, we got that done. And then the final step. So I think I already saw the muffler hatch is going to have to go in the middle. So something like this. We'll put these down. And then... Oh, it already turned. We didn't actually put the output hatch, did we? Let's put that... The input hatch is actually on this side. Let's put the output hatch here. Right, we got it, I think. Right, it has formed technically, but we do have this right here, right? This is the maintenance issues right here. So, pipe is loose, screws are loose, something is stuck, plating's are dented, circuitry burned out. That doesn't belong there. Right, so this is something we have to sort out in order to get this thing actually running as well, in addition to the power. The simple way I think this actually works is it tells you right there. I think we just need to put the different tools into here. So, for example, pipe is loose wrench. We have to put a wrench right there, and that should take it away. Yep, there it goes. So screws are loose. We need a screwdriver. So, come over here. We can put the screwdriver there. And that's fixed as well. So, these are things we'll have to fix out now. Circuitry burned out soldering. That one is actually, I think, a different tool that we don't have yet. I think let's see, actually, if I can find it. Soldering. Let's see. Soldering iron, that thing right there. There it is. So, it's this thing right here. Looks like it needs a battery of some sort. Okay. Yeah, we can make that, but I don't think we'll do that today, though, because we're not... Even if I fix these maintenance issues right now, we won't be able to run it because I haven't set up any power to it. So, yeah, we got it set up. We got the thing built. I mean, look at it. I think it looks quite nice there. We could do with maybe a little bit of lighting. Let's see what we've got for that. Light it up a little bit more. See if I have anything stored away over here. Normal nooks. Could use a different color as well. How green would look. Let's put that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that looks much better right there. Could even do it the whole way around, maybe, but that might... Well, but yeah, we could put it the whole way around, actually. Something like that, at least. I didn't want to block this if I have to put any pipes into it, but we're not using it for now, so let's do that. Yeah, I think that looks quite good. Lights it up a little bit, because again, these things give off light. They're quite useful. I do like them a lot. So yeah, there it is. We got our EBF constructed, but of course, it's not running yet, and I still have to set up the power to it. But we'll get there. That will be the goal for next episode. We're actually going to run this thing in the next episode. But yeah, we got that done. Now, we did get the quest complete as well. And that did unlock quite a few other quests as well, didn't it? There's the soldering iron right there. Yeah, using a soldering iron tool to remove the burned out circuits message is cheaper than duct tape, right? Well, we'll probably deal with that next time, but we got the quest done. We got the structure assembled. So what do we get for this, then? Choice reward. We can get 3 LV loot bags or GregTech Aerospace Advanced Reinforced Duct Tape FAL-84. Okay, that's interesting, actually. Do we have that? Why do I think... Yes, we do actually have that. We have it right there. Interesting. I got pollution again. That is actually really strange. I know I've said that a couple of times now, but this is like the first time. Today's like the first time that's actually been happening. So it is really kind of strange to me. But we'll see. Anyways, so yeah, that is going to be an easy choice right here. We're going to choose the loot bags, I think. So, and we do get coins as well. Lovely. All right, so let's go ahead then, I think, and end off by opening up our LV loot bags we got here. So, here we go. We got iron ore and a squid spawn egg. We got a tank and Damascus steel hammer. Alright, well, that's not too bad. We do use hammers quite a bit still. But yeah, there we go. We've got the EBF built, but we're going to have to do some work still to get this thing running. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of work to do on this, but we'll get there. We'll figure out getting that power into it. We'll sort out the rest of these as well. We'll get that soldering iron made up next time, and then hopefully we should be able to get our hands on some aluminium, redstone alloy. It'll be quite good. I'm quite excited about it. But yeah, there we go. The EBF in all its glory. I do like that spot. I think that's actually a really good spot for it right there. I'm quite pleased with that. But yeah, that's where we're going to end this one. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, getting the EBF all built up, all the different parts for it. We got there in the end, and we got more work to do. So that's going to be it for this one. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.